Today, on the spot, we'll take a stroll down video game memory lane with a demo for 3D Dot Heroes. Next, we'll check out James Cameron's Avatar and the rest of the games in this week's new releases. And then we'll get you up to date with what's new on the Wii. Look forward to all that and more today on the spot.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Today on the Spot. I'm your host, Chris Waters, joined by Lark Anderson on the first day of December 2009.
That's right, it's already December, and I honestly can't wait till the month is over because we can get all to those great games coming out in January.
That's right, Q1 of 2010 is looking great, but don't sleep on December, man. There are some good games coming out this month, including, hopefully, the franchise you're repping there with your t-shirt.
That's right, the Legend of Zelda Phantom Choo-Choo Train.
Phantom Choo-Choo.
Spirit Tracks, something like that.
That's adorable. Yep, we got those games coming out in December, but we've got a whole new crop of stuff for you to look at today. We've got Import Friendly. Takeshi's going to give us the latest on what's out in Japan, good for shipping overseas, as well as a look at the Wii Shop Channel. But of course, first, it's over to Tor Thorson for today's latest headlines.
Hey everybody, it's your GameSpot news update for Tuesday, December 1st. I'm Tor Thorson. Yesterday, Nintendo announced the Wii has sold 550,000 units in the US during the Thanksgiving week, the traditional start of the holiday shopping season. Today, Sony responded in kind, announcing the PlayStation 3 has sold 440,000 units domestically during the same period, an all-time high, according to the company. But although the $200 Wii is still outselling the $300 PS3, the sales numbers show that momentum is shifting. Sales of Nintendo's console were down 31.3% from the 2008 Thanksgiving week, and only up 8.5% from October's monthly total of 506,900 units. By contrast, sales of the PS3 increased 32.7% from the console's October tally of 320,600 units. When compared to an estimate offered last year by rival Microsoft, which then bragged its 360 outsold the PS3 3-1, the PS3 appears to have come close to quadrupling its 2008 Thanksgiving week total. 1 year later, Microsoft isn't bragging about the 360 sales much. Although the company has not yet released Thanksgiving sales figures, Xbox 360 product management director Aaron Greenberg used his Twitter account to boast of the 360's success. Great Black Friday results just in. Biggest sales of the year for the Xbox 360, more than 2 times previous week's sales, he tweeted. However, using October sales data, that figure would only be 125,000 units, a distant third. Well, that's it, your GameSpot news update for Tuesday, December 1st. For more headlines like these, head on over to news.gamespot.com.
All right, there's a look at some of the happenings around the games industry. Now, as Lark and I mentioned before, there are totally games coming out in the month of December. Let's take a look at some of them in this week's segment of new releases.
Director James Cameron's sci-fi epic Avatar won't open in theaters until December 18th, but Ubisoft's game tie-in will make Planetfall on Tuesday. Available on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii, DS, and PC, James Cameron's Avatar the game supplements the film with a new story set on the far-off planet of Pandora. And like the film, Ubisoft's third-person shooter has been developed using stereoscopic 3D technology. However, gamers without the required 3D equipment will also be able to play the game in standard display. Action gamers can also pick up Bethesda Softworks' Rogue Warrior on the Xbox 360, PS3, or PC this week. Initially announced in 2006, the game underwent a complete overhaul in 2008 when Alien vs. Predator developer Rebellion took the reins. A story-driven first-person shooter, Rogue Warrior features the voice acting of the wrestlers Mickey Rourke and tells the story of a US Navy SEAL team sent to North Korea, where their attempt to sabotage an ICBM program uncovers a great conspiracy tracing back to Russia. MX vs. ATV Untamed stumbled upon its release in 2007, and THQ opted to sideline the off-road racer in 2008 in favor of 2XL's Baja Edge of Control. In 2009, the franchise returns as Rainbow Studio releases MX vs. ATV Reflex for the Xbox 360, PS3, PSP, and DS. Beyond its overhauled driving engine, the game features deformable tracks, new environments, and a slew of thumbstick-controlled aerial acrobatics. For further details on the week's games, visit GameSpot's new releases page. Release dates are based on retailer listings and are subject to change.
All right, there's a look at some of the ways you can look forward to spending your holiday money this December. Now we're going to take a look over at the Wii Shop Channel and see what's new there this week.
This week on the Wii Shop Channel. New on the Virtual Console this week, we have Solomon's Key for 600 Wii points. Solomon's Key is an action puzzle game where you control the wizard Dana, delving into a labyrinth to seek out the magical tome called Solomon's Key, an item that will help you in your quest to drive away evil spirits let loose in the world. The goal of the game is to use your controls to create and destroy blocks, and use various techniques to find keys to pass through doors. This version focuses strongly on the action element of the game, making it more challenging and allowing players of all skill levels, from beginners to masters, to enjoy. If you want more of a fight, you can check out the Combat Tribes for 800 Wii points. The evil gang known as Guilty Zero rules the city, and it's up to you as one of the members of the Combat Tribes to take them down. Choose one of 3 characters and fight your way through the city of New York. Progress through the game by tackling the goons and the bosses of each stage using your arsenal of kicks, punches, throws, and other techniques to beat them into submission. Can you eliminate the threat of Guilty Zero and restore peace in New York City? This week on WiiWare we have Christmas Clicks. This holiday-themed puzzle game will get you in the spirit of Christmas in a hurry. Help Santa Claus decorate the tree by removing presents and ornaments that he stacks up. When you consecutively collect packages without missing a beat, you get extra points. Collect as many candy canes as you can, because when you collect enough, Santa will add a special start of the game that can greatly help you get through a level or just bring some additional fun. And finally, the 4th chapter in the Tales of Monkey Island has arrived for WiiWare. Picking up from where episode 3 left off, the trial and execution of Guybrush Threepwood finds you escaping from the stomach of a giant manatee and being taken straight to pirate court to answer for your crimes. You'll have to go over your notes to solve your court case, help out other prisoners, and try to stop the spread of the dreaded voodoo pox. That's all the time we have this week. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday as we bring you the latest this week on the Wii Shop Channel.
Okay, folks, it is game demo time. Today on the show we have 3D Game Heroes.
You mean The Legend of Zelda?
I was gonna make a joke about pronouncing the dot, but go on.
Well, it's kind of like The Legend of Zelda, but not.
But not?
But not.
Is the demo gonna make this clear to us?
Yeah, it will actually. And so why don't we just toss it over to Sophia Tong, who will give us a demo of 3D Game Heroes.
All right, folks, it's time for our daily demo, and joining me on stage is Sophia Tong.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Sophia. What are you here to show us?
Well, I'm here to talk about 3D Game Heroes while Takeshi's going to play it off to the side. So,
excellent.
If you haven't heard about it, it's kind of like the Zelda-ish 3D
Mark was
game.
mentioning that earlier, actually. Yes. We're here to see how much is it like Zelda, and also how is it kind of different.
Okay, well, let's just jump into the gameplay, and you can see exactly why it's like Zelda. So, if you like 8-bit graphics, check that out. It's 8-bit, but also 3D.
Oh, wow.
So like the whole story goes is that the king was kind of bored of like 2D life, so he decided to bring everything out in 3D. So
like any good monarch would.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like you destroy the enemies and the little pixels scatter everywhere.
Yeah. So it's just like an action adventure, like the original Zelda was.
Seeing some similarities. I mean, even these like little, are these Octorocks you're fighting? These jumping spider
Similar,
dudes?
very similar.
Octorocks are the one in the water, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, so you have the overworld, you have your life bar there, which is apples this time.
Nice.
So now when your health is maxed out, you also get kind of like a little bonus. Well, yeah.
Not anymore. But the sword was bigger there for a second.
Yes.
Just kind of like you could throw the swords.
The beam. Yeah, when you have full health.
Yep.
So very similar in that respect, since like you've got the boomerang, you can get a bow and arrow. Some of it's a little different. Like the bow and arrow actually has like a trajectory, so you can have to kind of aim. You can't
Through
just
the
like
three-dimensional one?
Yes, exactly.
I see.
But yeah, it's a lot of exploring, and then Takeshi's probably going to enter in one of the second dungeons here.
Of course, there's got to be dungeons.
Yeah, so with the big boss at the end.
Yeah, why don't we jump ahead to that dungeon right now?
All right, so here is an example of a dungeon.
Nice.
You've got your enemies that charge at you.
Scorpion charge.
Yeah, so you take in the most damage if you actually line up with them, so you want to try to attack them from the side. If you notice that you can extend your sword out and then attack at an angle too, so you want to try to come up against creatures like almost diagonally and then hit them, so that way they won't charge at you.
Oh, okay, because they charge along like vertical and horizontal lines like that.
Yeah, not very nice. And the ones with a little crown on their head, like some enemies will have that.
Oh, he just ran you through.
Yeah, they're a little harder and it's okay, Takeshi's still learning. Yeah, those enemies are going to be a little harder and faster and stronger than your usual.
Sort of like the chief.
Yes, chief skeleton boss.
Chief skeleton boss. Well, of course there's the B word, bosses. This dungeon's got to have a boss at the end, right?
Yes, they'll have some kind of big fancy boss where you'll have to take down and then earn some kind of medallion at the end. to help you on your
interesting.
journey.
Perhaps you have to collect multiple of these medallions
Yes, that
across
is
the land.
correct. I hear they have different properties. So
Bestowed
in handy.
different abilities. Well, now so we get to see Takeshi's fully powered sword in action.
Yes.
Not
I
this
hear
part, but
along the way you can upgrade your sword.
Oh yeah.
So you can, I guess, pay to have it, I don't know, elongated, I suppose.
Embiggens.
Yes. and I think Atlas, when they came by, since they're the ones publishing it,
Yep.
you can also, I think there was like penetration, so you can actually go through objects with your
really?
sword, so you can upgrade that, so maybe you can hit through trees or other objects. So
I like
here's
it.
your first boss,
Yeah, this snake dude.
snake worm-like thing.
That I love the look of this game.
Yeah, the
It's
3D,
really cool.
8-bit pixel, and it's cool because you see your little character there. There is a character creator where you can either customize one of the templates already given you, or you can make one from scratch. So if you want to make an apple, you can play as the apple.
You can play as an apple,
Yeah,
or
if you like.
all right.
And you can make all your own little animations, like victory animations or walking animations.
No
So
kidding. Like
Yeah.
you can program those animations, like
Yeah,
the different
so if you-
phases of it yourself.
It's almost like playing with Legos because it is a 3D pixelated space, so you're kind of building these little blocks to create your character. But yeah, you'll have to do the different animations so that, you know, when your apple does do like a victory pose, it will do
Maybe
something
like a
different.
worm pops out.
Yeah, maybe. So you can do anything
Victory!
you want.
Takeshi has vanquished the demon.
The big worm.
Now, Sophia, you mentioned Atlas is publishing this game.
Yes.
That's in the US, right?
Yes, so it will be coming to the US next May.
So thanks so much to you and Takeshi for joining us. Folks, we got more Takeshi for you on the way. As you know, he often takes a look at what's available in Japan for import and sees what's cool on the gaming scene over there. He's got the latest crop of good stuff for you in this new segment of Import Friendly.
And now it's time for the import-friendly new releases update. The big news this month is the release of the new Nintendo DSi LL on November 21st. This new, larger DSi features a 4.2-inch screen, which is 67% larger than the DSi and a whopping 93% bigger than the DS Lite. In addition to the screen increase, improvements in the display now allow it to be easily viewable from a wider viewing angle, letting more people join in the fun. This new DSi will be called the DSi XL in the US and Europe and has been announced for release in spring of 2010. Retro RPG gaming gets a refresh this month with 3D Dot Game Heroes on the PlayStation 3, released November 5th. In this modern age of polygons and radiosity, the 8-bit people of Dotnia lost their interest in their antiquated and flat world. In an effort to bring his people back and return his kingdom back to its former glory, the king decided to convert Dotnia into 3D. Things don't go as smoothly as the king had hoped. The glorious changes in Dotnia have caused a seal to be broken, and the demon defeated long ago is about to return to wreak havoc in this new world. Can you battle evil to return Dotnia back to the peaceful land it once was? You'll find out when this game hits our shores May of 2010. This month also saw the release to a new addition to the Crystal Chronicle universe with Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Crystal Bearers for the Wii on November 12th. Not typical for a Final Fantasy game, this game features action-packed combat alongside the traditionally vibrant anime characters that will look familiar to the fans of the Crystal Chronicle series. The main character, Lael, has the power to control gravity, and to use this power, players will point and swing the Wiimote to push, pull, and throw items and monsters about. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Crystal Bearers will be released outside of Japan December 26, 2009. Finally, the exciting news on PSN Japan this month was the release of an updated demo for Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, as well as a brand new demo for Valkyria Chronicles on the PSP. That was a quick look back at what's new in imports this past month. Don't forget to watch the new Import Friendly as Giancarlo Bernini checks out Sin and Punishment 2. So until then, this is Takeshi saying, see you next time.
All right, folks, it's trivia time and free awesome giveaway time. And what are we giving away to the folks? This thing that Lark's looking at. It's a book.
Metal Gear Solid 2, The Sons of Liberty, the novelization of the game.
Yeah, just came out recently, chock full of words.
Words,
from the
no
game.
pictures.
No pictures, kids. You're gonna have to get your reading caps on for this one. And if you want to get your hands on this book, you just got to answer this question. Name all the members of the Sons of Liberty in Metal Gear Solid 2. Do it! Submit your answer on the side of the page using the module, or send us an email at onthespot@gamespot.com, and you could be reading like Lark here. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here on our Tuesday show. Be sure to join us on Thursday. We're back on our regular schedule. You're going to see some Xbox Live stuff. You're going to see a community spotlight and a whole lot more. So for everyone here in the GameSpot studios, I'm your host, Chris Waters.
I'm Lark Ederson.
And we're going to see you on Thursday. Have a good week.
So when Andrew Ryan founded Rapture Under the Sea, he at first thought the best and the brightest, and then he thought, as long as they think like me. At first, it was great. Unfortunately, just signs of stress began to appear in his beloved populace. And so Dr. Sophia Lamb, a clinical psychiatrist, was invited down specifically to help quell these concerns they had about utopian life. And he hired her for her skill rather than her beliefs, which she held very close to the chest. And only when Lamb arrived did it become clear what she actually believed in. And she began to sort of spread these tendrils of thought, faith mostly, out into the disenfranchised of Rapture.
Hey everybody, welcome to Gotta get the word salad out of the way.
Raiden was spent. That's a sentence.
Please don't put this in the outtakes.